Well, good morning, Bothell. You know, it's a cloudy day, but what a great day to be in Bothell, right? My name is Bob Stowe. I'm the city manager for Bothell. I've been the city manager since 2005, and it's such a pleasure to be with you here today. First, I want to thank and acknowledge the great work that that has taken to bring this building to life. And those include our partners of Vulcan Real Estate, who you'll be hearing more about, Miller Hull Architects, GOI, and the National Development Council. So I want to recognize and thank those people. Please join me in applauding their efforts. You know, when we started this process, we conducted a very competitive process. We sought out the very best team of individuals that could design and build the facility that would be efficient, that would last over time, and would serve the interests of the community. And they are delivering on those expectations by providing a building to us on time and on budget. In fact, we expect to save well over $1 million on this facility alone. You know, my passion and my focus is centered on helping communities redevelop their downtowns into places where people want to live, where they want to experience life, where they want to bring friends and family, where they want to shop, and just really where they want to hang out. And so I want to spend just a few minutes describing how this facility fits within the downtown revitalization in Bothell. As many of you know, our downtown revitalization started in 2006 when we worked with our community to determine what they loved about Bothell and how they wanted to see this reimagined downtown. Following several years of work with our residents, with our businesses, with schools, with developers, and with elected officials, the city adopted a new downtown vision. We adopted regulations, and most importantly, we adopted a strategy that would eliminate the barriers to the development that our community had dreamed about for many years but wasn't able to accomplish. And right now, I'm very proud to tell you that in the ground, we have been able to finance and build over $100 million of public infrastructure that is stimulating far greater returns in private capital. That's $100 million in road work, in utility work, in park amenities, and that has generated, we've been able to track over $300 million of private capital coming into downtown Bothell, and that's not to even talk about yet the ongoing revenues of sales tax, property taxes, and utility taxes that get generated from those new businesses. The city purchased over 25 acres of land, and we've retained 7 of those acres for our park amenities, for streets, and for infrastructure improvements, and we've sold back the remaining parcels, or in the process of selling back those remaining parcels to the development community to develop consistent with the community's dream. Developments such as McMinimans, 6 Oaks, and the City Hall block were all determined to be developed and focused on first so that we could prove the marketplace in Bothell. And we are certainly proving that marketplace in Bothell today. Other great developments that we have in store that are coming soon include the development of the corner of SR 522 and the Boulevard R 527, and that's for a specialty grocer as well as additional retail. Across the street will be a drugstore anchor plus additional retail space. We also have for sale townhomes, condos, and apartments that will be coming to downtown, primarily at the former school district's bus barn site. Also the block between McMinimans and 6 Oaks and the former Bothell Bike and Ski. And finally, we're planning at this point on a hotel to locate on the city center block. All of these projects are waiting for remaining environmental cleanup to take place and the completion of other infrastructure projects that we have planned and that we hope to start soon, such as the Boulevard work next year, as well as the opening of the Horse Creek pipe into an open channel. And so once those projects are done, we'll see far more vertical development take place and the community's dream come to life. We are in the midst of the largest redevelopment in the state that's municipally led, and we're seeing great results, and we're excited about more developments coming in the future. I'm going to keep my comments brief so that you can enjoy and experience the building, but we also have other speakers that want to provide some remarks, and so it's my pleasure to introduce to you Ada Healy, who is the Vice President of Vulcan Real Estate at this time. Thank you very much.
thank you. Good morning. You know, I've never opened a building with a band and kids, and it is fantastic. I think I'm going to take this idea back to my next time we open a building. Good morning. It's really it's a pleasure to be here today. And as Bob said, my name is Ada Healy, and I'm with Vulcan in the real estate area. In 2010, Vulcan competed for and won the opportunity to serve as Bothell's development partner on the City Hall project. In that same year, Bothell also broke ground on the revitalization of downtown through some of the infrastructure investments that Bob was referring to. And wow, it is amazing the changes that have happened in the last 5 years. You know, you come down, the landscape looks entirely different. You know, the University of Washington campus is growing. Your infrastructure projects are being completed. Movement around the city is better. You've got a lot of private development going on, and really kudos to the city as well as the city leadership for investing in your downtown and really seeing the vision come to life. And it's fitting that the city of Bothell now has a new city hall where it can conduct business and really take care of the people and the citizens of Bothell. It's hard to imagine that only 14 months ago we stood here and we stuck a shovel in the ground and had our little groundbreaking ceremony, and now we're really celebrating the completion of this project. You know, I'd also like to talk a second about the 6320 bond financing that John Finke with the National Development Council led. You guys hit the market at just the right time where interest rates were very low. So that structure really enabled the City Hall project to be delivered very, very cost effectively for the citizens and the taxpayers of this community. It's also been our experience that you cannot have a highly successful project such as this one without the close collaboration of all the decision makers and players involved. And the team, the entire collective team, folks from the city, city council, as well as the private development folks, really came together and worked collaboratively to bring this forward. And I would like to just recognize Bob Stowe, as well as his assistant Kathy Oser, for their timely and thoughtful decision-making and feedback that we got all along the way, literally on a daily basis as issues came up and things that needed to be decided in a timely basis. The new City Hall is highly sustainable. It's a building that we believe will meet your needs today as well as your needs in 20 to 30 years. The building is constructed of enduring materials, highly efficient mechanical and electrical systems that will produce cost savings in operations, again, over a very long period of time. The building is also light-filled so that folks that work in the building will be very, very productive and will enjoy the benefit of natural light. I'm actually told that it's a little concerning because there may be too much natural light, but I guess in Seattle area you can't have too much natural light, so we'll call that a high-class problem. Lastly, I'd just like to thank our partners on the private side, Miller Hull Architecture for their fantastic design vision here, GLY Construction for getting it done on time and under budget, and of course the National Development Council that partnered with the city as well as us on the financing. So it's an honor to be here today, and thank you so much for your support, and we're really delighted to be part of the city's downtown revitalization. Thank you.
Great, thank you everyone. I'm Joshua Freed. I have the honor to serve as mayor of the city of Bothell. And it's been a fun 10 years during my time to be elected to council to see where the city of Bothell was at this point to where we are today. There's been a lot of changes. Sometimes change can be pretty disrupting to your lifestyle. But I think what we've done here and what we're going to continue to do in the city of Bothell is something that is very exciting. Back when the vision started about 10 years ago, the main point that was to be made was we need to create a sense of place for people to gather, because that's the heart of our community, the citizens of Bothell. Every 4th of July, we have over 15,000 people that come to gather together to celebrate our freedom. And it's amazing to be on that street and have such vibrancy and people exciting the freedom that we can enjoy here. And we generally love being with each other. Sometimes there may be disagreements on ideas, But ultimately, at the end of the day, we come together, we celebrate our city, and look forward to see the changes that are here. McMinimans is a great example. You go down there on any night, and people are just gathered, wanting to be part of community, to connect. And that's a beautiful, wonderful thing. You see a public house over at Beardsley open now, and that place is continuing to be busy. Our downtown Main Street is vibrant with Lee Henderson and her leadership down there, and the businesses that have opened and continue to open here as we continue to move forward. For me, it's a very exciting time in the city of Bothell, and it's just been an honor to be a part of it. We're standing here in a new city hall, obviously, which has been designed for a specific purpose, and that's to serve the citizens. We've took 6 different buildings within the city of Bothell and brought it here into one, so as citizens, including myself, we can all come up here to the front desk. We can understand where our tax dollars are going. We can ask questions there. We can receive the services that we're all paying into. I think that's extremely important, rather than trying to hunt down throughout the city where we can receive community service. So that's our heart, and that's what we're doing. So many of the buildings that we replaced were at the end of their lifespan. I was going down to the Dawson building, which is where our community development department used to be, and I'd go in there, and when it was raining, literally rain would drop in through the ceilings. I know that sounds interesting, but it's literally true. On top of the computer, drip, drip. And during the last days, I don't know if this was just to press the point that we need a new city hall, but there was literally yellow strips of like caution tape around certain areas that you could not walk. So we were spending a lot of tax dollars on just maintaining buildings that were extremely old. One building is just behind us. This building, the old city hall, was built back just after the Great Depression, when we had about 800 citizens within our city. Now we have 42,800. So you can see the need. We waited for quite a period of time to create a new city hall. Sometimes people will criticize spending money on a new city hall, but it's essential. When you have 40,000 new citizens, you have to have a building for your employees to be in to be able to serve you. And that's the heart of who we are. And we're, I think, led well with City Manager Bob Stowe, and we have a council that joins together in that vision as well. Many of my council members are with me today, and I'll be asking them to come up here shortly. As I mentioned at the beginning of 10 years ago, we had a vision to create a sense of place and community in downtown. Even this block, if you look from above, as part of the design, as we look at our historic Main Street, if you look from the top, you'll see that there's almost an angle that cuts through this block from the front steps here and the new water wall that will be going in soon. You can cut across to the Civic Square that's over behind us, then down to the new Boulevard, then ultimately over to Pop Keeney, where some 5,000 people enjoy football games on Friday nights, coached by Del Spivey, our deputy mayor. It's some fun times. Just below us, there's 254 parking stalls that will be used by this City Hall employees, then a new hotel that's going to be going in here on this block, as well as if we come downtown and we want to go to the restaurants, go to Alexa's or whatever, a sushi restaurant, whatever we love to eat and enjoy, we can park here closely and have a good time. Part of the design, we jumped into just slightly. This is a LEED Gold building, which includes a few different key elements, which I have to read. Building has been oriented to control solar heat gain. A solar array will save the city energy costs. An on-site stormwater treatment in the rain garden adjacent to outdoor public spaces is being used. A living wall, which hopefully you've all been able to see. If you haven't, you can walk by it, take a look up. It's kind of fun to see, very bright lights if you look in one direction, but it's keeping the plants alive. It's a neat concept that you'll be able to enjoy. We have charging stations for electrical cars downstairs as well. So we're trying to be very thoughtful in our design, not just saying things about the environment, but truly doing what is right. So I just want to thank each person that has been here. We have a lot of passion in this room to see our city continue to move forward. Just right before this, I was joined by about 50 people just on the steps outside. We had several pastors from here in the city of Bothell that we joined together to lift up our first responders, the police and fire, to pray for their protection. Also our employees here, that they're sustained in wisdom as they continue to lead the city forward, and ultimately to bring healing to so many families that we know that are our neighbors that are hurting. So that's my heart and so many people here in the city of Bothell. So thank you for joining us this morning. We have the exciting time to be able to cut a ribbon. I'm going to ask that all council members are here.